Hi everybody, so here I have a package and I believe it's the SAGA Compendium 1. I got this off of Amazon like right before it was made available, and I think I got it on sale. It was like 30, I want to say it's like $35, but right now it's like $60 or something. So I'm gonna open it up, and now I've heard reviews online that when it comes in the mail, it's like bent, or like this edges on corners are like bent or folded, and I can see why, because as you can see, it didn't come in a box. It came in this like folder, and obviously that could damage the corners. So we're gonna see my reaction, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts about Saga. Okay, so let's see it. Okay, so I open it up. Now let's get it out. Okay, so here it is. So the corners aren't too bad, but at the bottom it is a little like this, but that's because I think it was lying against my wall at like kind of this angle, maybe like this. So it's a little bent here, it's a little warped, but the thing about this is it's probably, something that's like this big, it's kind of meant to read. But I did see one review that was saying how the pages are glued to the spine, so it doesn't have like an eye, like when it opens. So there might be some gutter loss. Now, here's a warning. So I'll put a warning you probably saw a warning at the beginning of the video saying that it's for has mature content. That's because Saga has swearing and nudity, and I guess that's kind of it. But so yeah, I highly so if you haven't passed 8th grade, or if you haven't graduated from 8th grade yet, then you should click away to not get any negative stimuli in your brain. But if you're like if you're a high schooler, then you can I recommend this. But if you're not a high schooler, then I don't recommend that you read this until you're old enough, because of the image. Okay, so that's your warning. So let's see what the first. I think I saw this in Barnes and Noble, and then so yeah, it looks just like the regular books, and it has the art, and then okay, so I don't want to spoil the ending, but let's see what the extras are. Okay, it looks like there are not any extras. What the heck? I thought there was gonna be extras. It says it's over 1,300 pages and it's just the story. Oh, what the heck? I thought there was gonna be like interviews or something. Okay, looks like there's not there's not any interviews. I'm a little disappointed. I thought if they're having a giant book, I thought they were gonna give us some insight about how Vaughan and Fiona Staples, went about the process of making it, but I guess not. Okay. That's kind of what the heck? Okay, so obviously you can see that this is a pretty big book. Now let me compare it to some other books I have. So first I have here the infamous Chronicles of Narnia. As you can see, I have not read it very much because there are no creases in the spine. Now here we have the Holy Bible. And as you can see, Narnia is actually longer than the Bible. Now obviously that might be because the text is bigger. Now here we have Saga. Let's see how it holds up. Okay, so Saga is actually shorter than Narnia. But is it? Oh, so it's actually about the same size. So if you want to spend a day reading a page of Saga, you can do that, or you can read the Bible. Okay, so very interesting. But after all, this is only half of it. they're on hiatus right now. This only collects issues 1 through 54, alright? Okay, so I guess I'll tell you guys about how I first heard about Saga. So, one day at high school, we had this stress relief day, and it was like we get to take classes that are like really fun, really fluff classes. Okay, it's like really, it was a special event. There wasn't math or science or English. We could just like go around to any room we want and hang out with teachers for like an hour, and we just did like coloring books and stuff like that. But what I went to was there was this comic class, and then, like this one of the teachers, he brought his entire or most of his comic collection. He had been collecting, I guess, from the, I would say, 90s. He had the Shazam 4-issue miniseries. I read that, and he had like Annihilation Wave, like Nova, and then he had some something like with Thanos, and but then he mentioned Saga, and he was saying like, oh, Saga is very good. Now, obviously, Saga is main audience is left-leaning people. Like, if you're a liberal, you probably like Saga, or maybe you might not like it because of the swearing and nudity. But it's mainly for a left-leaning audience. Like I remember Zach from Comics Matter, he didn't really like it, but I think the story is pretty good. Now the story is about so in this universe there's like a war going on between a planet and a moon, and the people on the planet have horns, and the people on the moon have wings, I believe. And then it's like there's this guy with horns, I think Marco, and then there's this woman here with wings, Alana, and like they have a daughter. Okay, so the story is like how this family keeps their daughter safe, because the narrator from issue 1 is in this font, and it's like this is the narrator. I think Hazel is her name. So Hazel, right, is narrating from the future, and it's like I didn't believe it. Like, how is it that there's this massive war going on throughout the entire universe, and like Hazel is still somehow able to survive the entire war and narrate the story? It's like I didn't believe it. I had this, so it's like, well, you had to read it for yourself, Like I had to see like how does like this family protect Hazel. It's like they're stuck in a gunfight. Let me see if I can find it. It's like they're stuck in gunfights, and they somehow survive. Like we're alive. And then there's like bounty hunters, like the Will, like coming after them. There's like multiple bounty hunters, multiple enemies coming after them, and like somehow you're telling me that Hazel survives all of that, and she's able to survive. Like there's no way, like, but I mean, obviously, 54 issues later, she's still alive. Some of the cast is still alive. Honestly, most of the cast is still alive. But so yeah, like I had to see like okay, so like what possible way, how could this character survive, this entire galactic war and come out alive? Something's very strange about that. So you have to read it for yourself. They're very cheap to buy. Well, each individual volume is like $10. There's 9 volumes, but you can probably just go to the library and find them, because it's very popular. Now, the teacher I was at, who first mentioned Saga, he said it was very popular. So I mean, most libraries probably have it if the library is near you. Otherwise, I think they should be continuing with issue 55 soon. The comic issues are pretty cheap. They're $2.99 versus the standard $3.99. So I'm very surprised about that. Would I buy individual issues? Probably not, just because I'm used to reading it as the collected trade paperbacks at my library. But it's also probably a better idea because each issue usually ends in a cliffhanger. But if you read it in an arc, then it avoids like having to wait an entire month before you get the continuation. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me in the comment section below what are your thoughts if you've read Saga and what are your favorite parts, what are your least favorite parts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.